Hey, it's Justin Potney on the Mixed Morning Grind. Special guest joining me this morning is Brandy Malo from the Fort Falcons Football Association. Brandy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, Brandy, usually I have your husband Chris on, and we'll get to him in just a little bit. But you have a special initiative going on right now with the kickoff coming up on August 27th. Give us a little bit of a taste of what you guys have going on.
Sure. So Fort Saskatchewan Minor Football has always wanted to try and give back to our community. So this on the 27th of August, we're having our fourth annual Fort Falcons Tackle Hunger Football food drive, as well as the doubleheader football game that's held that evening. So the gates open at 5 o'clock. First game starts. That's the Pee Wees. They start and they play against the West End Raiders. And then again at 8:30, we're going to be having our Bantam program, and our Bantam boys are going to be going up against the Sherwood Park Wolverines. So we're hoping that we can just fill our bins and try and get food for the food bank.
And so there's a big need right now, actually, because of the time of the year at the Fort Saskatchewan Food Bank.
Absolutely. So every year, our football program wants to do this at this time because this is back to school for all of our kids. I just talked to the food bank just not that long ago, and I asked them what they are needing the most, and they are needing back to school snacks for kids. Peanut-free snacks are their biggest need and their biggest concern. And so they said if we could get people to come down and bring those donations. We also take monetary donations for them as well because they will take anything.
Yeah.
And so we want the community to come down and help us fill all of our bins.
And giving back to the community is something you guys have really prioritized with the Fort Falcons, right?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the community has given back to us by giving us a beautiful football field that we can practice on. We practice on it we practice the Falcons on it 3 times a week. But we also have other programs that are practicing on it. It's a beautiful field. So if you haven't been there, please come down and check it out. It's fantastic. We are also going to have some concourse activities going on before the games. And so there's going to be a whole evening. It's going to be a great night of football.
It definitely will. A double header, you can't beat it. And actually, speaking of the concourse games, that was something I wanted to ask you as well. What kind of stuff do you guys have planned to go on?
Right. Well, we right now we're kind of still waiting on some people to confirm with us, but we do have a caricaturist coming
Nice.
in to do some pictures. We also are hoping to have some local football players coming in to do some meet and greets, and we'll see. We're hoping for a few more things, but you'll have to come down and actually check it out to see what we've got going on.
Bottom line is it's going to be tons of fun for the whole family.
Absolutely. And it really, I mean, there is no cost to come into the game. Bring your donation to the food bank, and you're going to be completely entertained for a night of football.
Again, that's August 27th, starting at 5 o'clock. Don't miss it. Brandy, anything else you want to add?
No, thank you so much for having us on. We really appreciate it.
There's Brandy from the Fort Falcons. We're going to talk to her husband, Chris, coming up in just a sec. Back on the Mixed Morning Grind with Fort Falcons, Chris Malo. Chris, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. We were talking to Brandy about some really exciting stuff coming up on August 27th. I guess from your perspective, you got the Pee Wees and you got the Bantams. These teams are going to be real excited to hit the field here.
They are. It's been an exciting time with practice. We're in pads working hard, and the coaches and players are working hard together. Unique situation we have there is the coaching staff coaches both teams, so it's a busy time for us. And the players, Pee Wee and Bantam players, are practicing together, and we're building a great camaraderie there. It's a lot of fun.
Now, did I hear this right that registration is at the highest it's ever been for Fort Saskatchewan football?
Yeah, we'd have to look back on the numbers, but it's definitely I think it's unquestionable. We're over 100 players from top to bottom on the field. We're at 29 Pee-wees, 25 Bantam, 28 Atom. We're close to 20 novice. And honestly, if we're throughout our league, we're seeing some of the highest registration numbers, which is exciting. Fort Saskatchewan's really embracing football. We have the Edmonton Elite that decided to make Fort Saskatchewan their home and playing out here, and they're playing in front of a full house every game. And yeah, it's an exciting time for football in our community.
Well, I was going to kind of ask you about that. Do you think the two correlate? Like, I mean, Edmonton Elite coming in here, and for these kids to be able to see next level football, it's got to be kind of a great motivation for them, and kind of helps to bring those kids along throughout the program.
Well, I think it really did spark some interest. We had some players that came in and joined us after the very first Edmonton Elite game here, and they were in the stands and they saw it and they were like, "Yeah, this is something I want to try." And it's nice to see that community response, because I go to the games and it's not just people that are invested in football directly. It's people that just want to come out and see a game of football, and it's been a high brand of football out there. It's this last playoff, or this last game of their season was for first place, and it was an amazing game. Our Adams had the chance to play at halftime, and that was exciting for them.
Well, I was just going to ask you about that too. Those Adams, they must have been thrilled to hit the field with the big team, right?
Oh yeah, and there's so many players. It's their first time putting on equipment, and they're small. They're getting used to it. You know what? When you play a halftime thing like that, it's a little fast and furious. You only have a short period of time to play, and so it's challenging for the coaches too. And there's some new coaches that are using it for their development as well. So it was pretty cool. I had an opportunity to go and help run it, and it was fun.
Now, also at the same time, I'm sure you've heard by now, it was the Edmonton Elks that were playing at Commonwealth, and you were honored, Chris, with the volunteer of the game. I mean, that must have been a huge thrill, right?
Yeah, it was a surprise. I got a message in regards to notifying me of that, and obviously it was unexpected. But ironically, I couldn't be at the game because I was volunteering. So
I think that says everything you need to know right there.
yeah, so during football season, I do what I can to get out to watch football games for enjoyment and entertainment, but on my own regard. But usually, and Brandy could attest to that as well, is that I'm usually too busy working with the teams I'm involved in and football in general, that it's usually only one or two games I get a chance to get out to.
Well, you're definitely well deserving of the honor from the Edmonton Elks, that's for sure. And, I was talking to, we were talking about Fort Sask Eye Care and their involvement in the 107 Days of Summer, but also they have involvement with the Fort Sask Falcons too.
Yeah, we were very honored to have them approach us about pre-concussion baseline testing. Had actually a great meeting with them to talk about what they could offer, and they were really excited to just come out and volunteer their time and their services to our organization. And every player from all our levels were tested for their baseline, and it gives us a chance to really have another tool to help the players be safe and evaluate them on the field in case we need it.
Well, it's great that you guys are taking that extra step with that kind of testing. Coming up August 27th, 5 o'clock start at Taurus Field. It's going to be a real exciting Friday Night Lights home opener. Chris, anything else you want to add?
No, just come out, fill the stands, and you talked about our Tackle Hunger program earlier. Fill the stands, feed the community. We love giving back, and honestly, that's why I'm out there coaching, because I want to give back to the community as much as it's given to me. And it's one of the ways I can give back and help build and teach our youth, in ways that I can. So it's going to be exciting. I know Brandy talked about that earlier, but it's going to be an exciting night of football. Lots of great players. We got a veteran group of Pee Wee players right now, but with such a large team, there's competition out there for playing time and spots. And you know what? There's a lot of new players as well, both at the Pee Wee Bantam level. There's going to be some surprises out there. There's going to be some players that are going to make an impact out there, and it's going to be exciting.
We're excited to see them in person. That's August 27th, 5 o'clock start. It's Friday Night Lights, the home opener. Chris, thanks so much.
Thank you. Falcons soar beat yesterday.